Hi everyone. Good evening and welcome to the third hands-on workshop and EMEA session under the Informatica Engineering Hackathon. My name is Shakti Singh and I'll be your host for the day. And this is just a heads up that now we have two Informatica, that is cloud mass ingestion along with data profiling and quality. So in case you've missed those out, you can check it out on the dashboard of the of the particular hack together. So don't forget to register yourself before 11. That's the so let's just quickly focus upon today's workshop. The primary agenda of today's hands-on workshop is to get in-depth knowledge about the challenges in data integration, its architecture, landscape, and integration capabilities. Learn how Informatica can help efficient and cost-effective data integration. Know the distinction between advanced integration and serverless, along with hands-on lab overview, followed by Q&As with our expert. So we have our expert with us today here. Let's just welcome Sudhir KV. So Sudhir, hi.
Hi Shakti, hi everyone.
Hi, thank you for joining us. So I'll give you a quick introduction about Sudhir. Sudhir is a principal technical marketing manager at Informatica. He has over decades of experience, almost 12 years experience as an enterprise architect, developer with interest and passion for data management. So Sudhir will help us throughout this workshop today. He will give us a hands-on workshop altogether. So make sure you are practicing on-site all the aspect that has been will be Sudhir. So in case you are finding things difficult to understand, feel free to post your question in the chat, and from there get that. So the spotlight is all yours, and now take it over.
Yeah, thanks Shakti, thanks for the introduction. So let me start the session right away. Hi everyone, this is Sudhir. I'm a technical marketing manager at Informatica. So today we are going to cover on cloud data integration in IDMC. So let me share my screen for the deck. Yeah. So hope everyone can see my screen. So this session is about cloud data integration and engineering. So previously we have covered cloud masterization in IDMC previous, and then we have covered this cloud data profiling and cloud data quality, and we also have covered cloud data integration at very high level to showcase how you can integrate DQ inside your data integration. So today let's deep dive into data cloud data integration in detail, like what cloud data integration is about and how you can use a cloud integration and everything. So like you can see in this deck, so there are huge number of problems with data that come up every now and then. So there has been an explosion in data volume very recently. Everyone is migrating into cloud, so everyone has the data into cloud. So everyone is using multi-cloud environments and automation. You might be seeing using both Azure and AWS, or combination of Azure and GCP. It can be anything. And more importantly, we are seeing like there is decline in spending on the IT infrastructure and everything. So this could also lead to your data issues. And more important, we see like there's a lot of discussion around this machine learning and AI, where the AI data has overtaken the real amount of the real data in the market. So these are the few of the data integration challenges. So we have very large number of data engineers in the market. So many of them are into this manual coding. So it is really impossible and very difficult to replace an data engineer or understand the data pipelines that are already built by someone else. That comes into the complexity of data pipelines, and more importantly the out of cloud data costs. So we need to make sure like our data pipes are very efficient, considering the amount of cloud ecosystem are in use nowadays. Without an efficient data pipelines, without an efficient data management process, you might end up spending huge cost on your maintenance. So let's start with this modern architecture landscape. So this is IDMC. We have discussed earlier like cloud masterization. We have discussed cloud data profiling and quality, which comes under this data quality and observability. So the other thing is we have our own data catalog. So today we are covering data integration. We have application integration, which is scheduled for tomorrow, and then we have MDM, which is master data management, and then we have governance and policy, where you can govern your data to make sure like having control on who uses your data or who is seeing your data, and then a cloud data marketplace where you can shop your data. So this is a high level data architecture landscape, and all of these services are supported by our in-house Claire, which is an AI powered metadata intelligent and automation service. So we also have a wide connectivity for all these services. So Informatica supports multi-cloud like AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle, Snowflake, Databricks, whatnot. And also, we are, at the same time, we are also supporting our hybrid systems, where it can be an on-prem systems, or it can be an enterprise cloud, or it can like SAP or Salesforce or ServiceNow. So now coming to the data integration capabilities in detail. So you can see like these are the major data integration capabilities that are supported by Informatica IDMC. So we have seen like data replication and ingestion can be performed using both cloud masterization, or also can be performed using cloud data integration. And then we have changed data capture to replicate as an incremental load from a source to target. This can also be achieved using a cloud masterization, and also we can be achieved using a cloud data integration. And ELT, the most preferred approach. We need there's always a possibility to push down your logic into your cloud ecosystems, make the source or target, which can potentially save you a lot of execution costs. And then we have a traditional ETL, extract, transform, and load. And then we have application integration API center, which also comes under the integration capabilities. We have a human workflow to guide how you can build a particular workflow. We have InfaCode, which is scheduled day after tomorrow. InfaCode is about your hand coding, and along with using our IDM services. And then we have a model serve, where you build your ML and AI models. And then comes our elastic and serverless, which are our execution modes. So you can run your data pipelines using an elastic cluster, or you can run your pipelines using a serverless mode. And then we have CDI for PC. So this is for Power Center users. So Power Center, if those who do not know, Power Center is our on-prem data integration product, where people are now migrating to cloud data integration. That is a cloud product. And so those, we are also supporting people who are still into Power Center. That is our on-prem product, to execute and make sure that they are executing on the cloud platform while they're still using the Power Center product. And then we have this cloud B2B and cloud integration hub and all these things. And again, our Claire, which supports all services, over here also Claire can support over here many of our individual integration capabilities. So let's see how Informatica can make you more efficient. So we have very broad range of enterprise connectors which can connect you to cloud, or you can connect to your on-prem systems, or you can connect to your mobile or social data sources. And we have our own integrated secret or key vault capabilities, where you can rotate your keys and store it in your IDMC. You need not go back into your cloud platform to look into your keys. And then we have built-in advanced cloud ecosystem native command support. And then we have robust API support to make sure like whatever you're doing are also supported using our APIs. And then coming to the transformations. So we have data transformations like data quality, which we have seen yesterday. Additionally, we have a masking transformation, which can mask a sensitive data, be it a credit card or SSN or your address or your date of birth. We have our own inbuilt logics that are created in our masking transformation, which you can use in order to mask your data from your source systems before loading it to your target systems. And then we have a hierarchy transformations and other industry-specific transformations, which can parse your hierarchy from your data source, and or also can process your hierarchy. We have our intelligent structure discovery, which can process your complex files. Suppose you're using an Avro or Parquet file, and you want to perform an analytics, and you want to do it on a relational format. So you can simply use our IST, which is enabled with Claire. What it can do is like you can simply upload your sample schema of your complex file, or in sample complex file itself, and then our IST will read into your complex file, and it will create a layout of converting your complex file to relational format. And then you can integrate that particular transformation inside your data pipelines, where you can apply that transformation on top of your whole data set that is coming up from source. So these are the different transformations that are supported by Informatica. And then coming to Claire. So Claire is like, we have many things that Claire can perform in many different services. So coming to CDI, if you're talking about CDI, Claire can help you in suggesting your best transformation recommendation that you can do after a particular inside your data pipeline, or else it can parse your file like we discussed just now about IST, and you can perform your schema drift, you can perform your schema match, and also Claire can help you perform the joint recommendation. Suppose you have multiple tables, you need not look into your table structure to identify what column can be joined with this particular table A. So our Claire can do that. Claire can help you identifying the particular joint column between two data sets. And we also have our inbuilt maplets, pre-built mapping templates, pre-built mapping tasks, and many other replication tasks and synchronization tasks, where you need not build your pipeline right from beginning. All you need to do is like just use the template and configure the template based upon your requirement. And then we have our UDF recommendations, like our user-defined functions, where you can create your own function and use it across multiple mappings or multiple mapping tasks. So, like we discussed, we also, as part of our transformations, we have some very cool advanced transformations like access transformation, where you can define access on your data. And we have like Python transformation. We have ML transformation, where you can integrate your Python code or integrate your ML algorithms in between your data pipelines. So like you can see in the screenshot, we have our industry solution templates, which are pre-built. So if you're using an HL7, if you're into healthcare and you're using some HL7 uh, data processing on HL7 from a Kafka source, all you need to do is like just click on the template and right you can start configuring the template instead of building the mapping right from the beginning. So these are more additional cost-effective solutions that are provided by Informatica. One is a FinOps, which can optimize your performance of your data pipelines. And then using FinOps, you can make sure like you execute your data pipelines on Elastic Cluster and serverless. And then you can also, I mean, this means like you can achieve up to 40% of the cost efficiency with Elastic data processing. And then we have our own SQL ELT, which is advanced push down, where you can push your transformation logic and your entire data pipeline logic to your source or to your target or to a combination of source and target. And it is possible on almost all ecosystems. You can perform your SQL ELT that is pushed on Amazon, Snowflake, Google BigQuery, Synapse, Oracle, and Databricks. So we also have our own deployment solutions where you can deploy as a local cluster, or you can use a Kubernetes, and or else you can integrate your GitHub with your IDMC platform and all these things. So all this could help you with to make sure like you have a cost-effective solution using Informatica Cloud Data Integration. So these are the few snapshots from our product where your Cloud Insights it can show you like. The amount of the execution time it has take, and it can give you an alternate execution plan saying like if you use this particular execution plan, this would be the amount of cost that would be incurred for your execution. And then this is a cloud data integration overview. So we have your cloud data integration can transform vast amount of data very fast, and you can execute you can perform an ETL type of data pipeline, or you can build your own ELT kind of pipeline, or you can build your you can build your advanced pipeline which runs on Spark. And then we have our inbuilt functions. Almost we have 100 plus pre-built functions, and we have many transformations and templates for building your pipelines. And then I mentioned, you can also build your advanced mappings where the execution runs on your Spark Elastic cluster, which makes sure like you have a more efficient data pipeline, and that is very cost effective. So these are the few of the advantages of cloud data integration in particular. So we have a broad connectivity to both on-prem and cloud endpoints. So it can process multiple formats of your data, name it like XML, JSON, Avro, Parquet, or any other semi-structured data, or it can also process your PDF files. And we have out-of-box transformations, and we have you can also integrate this cloud data integration with other services in IDMC. Say like you have built your data pipeline and you want to make sure like you call and using it in REST API, you can use a cloud application integration. Or if you want to perform any data quality, you can make sure like you build your data quality logics and integrate that in your CDI. Or if you want to make sure that you want to identify the lineage of a particular source system, so you can build the pipelines and you can integrate these pipelines into your cloud data governance and catalog service. And where inside that particular service, you can view entire lineage of a particular data asset. So this is almost like a codeless integration, and you can also build your own task flows, uh, which is where you can combine both batch and real-time integration. So this comes to the now coming to the execution mode. So we have three different types of execution mode. One is executing using your own secure agent. The second one is executing using Elastic Cluster, that is advanced integration, and the third one is executing using serverless mode. So there are three types of mode. So I can let me explain you in detail what is managed by Informatica and what is managed by an end customer. Suppose you're only using your secure agent. So secure agent is managed by it is delivered as a service. So you can set up your own secure agent inside your Windows or Linux or EC2 machine or a virtual machine in Azure. And you when you execute your normal mappings, the mappings run on your secure agent. And now coming to the advanced integration. Suppose you want to make sure like you want to run your mapping, you want to create an advanced mapping, which could help you, which will execute the mapping on a Spark mode, and then which could also be cost effective for you. In that case, what it does is like your advanced compute and security both are managed or delivered as a service, but your data and all these things are managed by the customer. And suppose there's a serverless mode where you can build a serverless architecture in your AWS or Azure, and you can use that particular serverless mode to execute your data pipelines. And in that particular mode, what you can see is like your Elastic agent, your Elastic and IDMC platform all are managed by Informatica, while data, all, like always, belongs to the customer. So in this particular IDMC trial, we have this secure agent, which is always in your control. Based on your choice, you can install your secure agent and use your secure agent for your execution of your data pipelines. So we have also enabled advanced cluster license in your IDMC trials. So if anyone are bringing your own licenses like AWS license or Azure license, you can set up your own advanced cluster, and you can execute your data pipelines using advanced cluster. So suppose you do not have any of your cloud licenses with you, so you can also execute your data pipelines on an advanced cluster using a local system. So how to configure all these things, you can refer the detailed documentation which are already highlighted in our resources tab in our Hack to Skill web page. And if in case you have any questions regarding your setup or anything, you can simply jot your questions through your email, or else you can add your questions into the Discord group. So now let's walk into the lab. So what this lab is about. So this is for beginners who are pretty much new to IDMC. So there are two labs over here. So the first lab is installing secure agent. Like I mentioned, we are already implemented this lab in our cloud master session and also cloud data quality. If in case you're not using either of the services, then you can start with this installing secure agent. But if you have already installed secure agent as part of the earlier labs, you need not install your secure agent again, and you can use the same secure agent and the same IDMC environment. And coming to the lab 2, so over here we are building a cloud data integration mapping, where you're going to load your data into a cloud warehouse. So yes, your source will be an flat file source, and your target will be an cloud warehouse where you're asking you to use an Snowflake warehouse. So if you do not have access to Snowflake, you can always use your flat file as your target, or if you have your own cloud license, you can use any of your cloud ecosystems of your choice. Or if you want to use any cloud warehouse but you do not have any license, you can register for your Snowflake 30 days trial, and you can use your Snowflake as a target. And we also have embedded the video of how to set up a secure agent and how to integrate your Snowflake trial into IDMC trial. There's a YouTube video that is already there in the resource section. You can refer that particular video to understand more. So let me go into the environment that is the IDMC trial. So this is the same trial that you guys are using. So I'm now logging into the trial. Yeah. So we have, like I mentioned, we have almost all services enabled for you. So now let's go into data integration. I'll give you a quick overview on how data integration looks like, how the UI looks like, and what are the different options in the UI and everything. And later, once you're doing your labs, you can explore in detail what data integration is in Informatica. So this is the homepage of cloud data integration. So like you can see, it lists out the most recent assets that you have used. And if there are any job executions, it will list out the total number of executions, the failure executions or the warnings. And if you have multiple runtime environments, it will list out all your runtime environments and status of each runtime environment. And then it will give an overview of the total runtime environments, the total number of connections that are created in this particular, or the total number of projects, the total number of folders, and the total number of assets that you have created. So these are the options that we have in cloud data integration. So this is a home page. And if you want to look into any existing asset that you have already built, you can click on this explore and go into your project or folder as per your choice. And if you're executing any particular mapping, you can go to the My Job section and look into the more details of your execution. And if you are importing any particular mapping inside your org, you can simply use this to import your mappings. And now coming to the bundles, so there are no bundles over here, but you can click on new bundle. So what bundle means is like Informatica helps you with pre-existing bundles which contain some pre-built transformations, pre-built logics, which you can reuse based on your choice. And now we're not looking into the bundle, so let's click on new and see how to create a mapping. So when you click on new, there are different options, like you can create a task. So there are multiple types of tasks like mapping task, synchronization task, masking task, replication task, power center task, dynamic mapping task. So based on your choice, you can choose the appropriate task that you want to build. But now over here, we are looking at here the option to build a mapping. So click on the mappings. You can see like there's an option to create a mapping. Along with this, there are also pre-built templates for multiple options. You can see the templates with those details, like copying data into an existing target, copying data into a new target, joining two sources with an inner join. So if your use case matches with any of these templates, you can simply click on this template and click on create in order to start configuring your template. And then we have maplets. So maplets can be a simple maplet, and you can also use our SAP pre-built template mapping maplets. And then we have task flows, where you can create your task flows which can integrate multiple mapping tasks inside it. And we have parallel task flows, we have sequential tasks, sequential task with decision, which means like suppose you want to make sure like your mapping task in task flow should only execute if the mapping task one in your same task flow is successful. Then you can use decisions and build your own task flow and orchestrate your task flow. And then there are additional components. You can see these are additional components that are provided by Informatica, like a query, a saved query, and then hierarchical schema and IST model. So we discussed about IST model. So you have a JSON file. So simply click on this IST model, click on the create. So name this particular model. So let this come up. This might take some time. So let this model come up, and then once the IST model is up, you can select you want to create the model based on file sampling, or you want to upload the entire file or schema. So let's keep as file sampling. Choose your file from your local machine. Say like I'm choosing a file which is a JSON file. I have a JSON file with me. I'm clicking OK, and you can see like it has read the file, and there are multiple columns in the multiple data sets, multiple data in form of JSON. So now when I click on this discover structure, so what my IST does is like it will very quickly it will read your JSON file, and it can convert to your relational output. You can see, right? So my JSON data is now simply converted into relational output in just few clicks. You need not write any manual coding. So all your data is converted into a relational format, and now you can use this particular IST model inside your data pipeline to run this model on your entire data set. So not only this, suppose you have your JSON data and you want it in an XML format, you can click on this and you can see that it has converted into XML format. Or you can create your own target format, and then you can see like how the data has been converted. So this is how IST model can help you with. So coming to the previous option, apart from IST, we have fixed with file format, and then we have user-defined functions, user templates, shared sequence, which means like if you are using a sequence generator, but the sequence generator has to be used across multiple mappings, you can use this shared sequence where suppose the mapping one has created a sequence of 1 to 10, and now when you're using the same shared sequence in another mapping, it will start generating a sequence number starting from 11. And then we have file listener. Like you all know, you can trigger a particular execution whenever there is a file, incoming file that comes into a particular path, and then you can use your file listener. So these are the different components. You can try using these components and implement into your uh, uh, data pipelines. So let me show you how a mapping looks like. So I'm clicking on this mapping, I'm clicking on create. So this will create me a sample mapping. So like you can see, this is my a page where I can build my data pipelines. So in my design area, you can see there is already a source transformation and there is already a target transformation. So my source transformation is not connected to anything yet, but what I can do is like I can create a connection, say like Flatfile or Snowflake, or it can be any cloud ecosystem. You can simply create a connection. So there are few existing connections like Snowflake over here. So I'm selecting a Snowflake connection, which I have already configured, and then I'm selecting the particular object as my source object. So this way you can configure your source. So you can use either Flatfile or Snowflake or anything of your choice. And then once you select, I see it seems like my secure agent is not up. So probably that's the reason it's taking longer time. So your mappings will work only if you have an secure agent setup. I just refresh my screen, give me a few minutes. So meanwhile, let me show you the documentation for this. So we have created few lab guides for you, the two lab guides. One is installing secure agent, where you can see the step-by-step detail of how you can set secure agent, and then the lab 2 guide, where your first lesson you're going to simply create a data integration mapping. We're using Flatfile as a source, and then you can use your Flatfile connection as your source. And we also have given shared you the different flat files for you, which you can use in order to load your data from source to target. And this step-by-step guide can help you build a detailed cloud data pipeline using sources and targets, and it will be also using few transformations in between in order to perform data transformations on your source data set. What's coming up? Yeah. So once the lesson 1 is over, where in lesson 1 you're going to load the data from flat file to flat file, and then you're going to execute the mapping and all. And then in lesson 2, you're going to use the target of lesson 1 and then load the data into a cloud warehouse. That is a Snowflake warehouse in this particular scenario. So you can use your own cloud license if you have any, or else you can register for your Snowflake trial and you can use a Snowflake as a target. And in this particular lesson 2, we are also going to use a few aggregation transformations in between, and then you're going to perform few aggregation calculations on your source data set, and then you'll be loading your data to target Snowflake. So this is what this particular lab is about. So now coming back to CDI page. So this is the source and target transformation, and over here you have different transformations that are available. So a few of the transformations only come up with license, like data masking or verified transformation and all these things, but most of the transformations are available for free. So over here you can see like we have aggregated transformation, we have cleanse transformation, which we have already seen in our previous session, how you can use and cleanse, how you can build and cleanse transformation, and how you can integrate that particular cleanse transformation in between your data pipelines. And then we have a deduplicate transformation, expression, filter, hierarchy processor, joiner, labeler, all multiple types of transformations. So based on your use case, based on your data, you can choose your appropriate transformation and integrate them into your data pipelines. So like we mentioned, we also have SQL ELT that is pushed on enable for you. So once you build your mapping, you can see this option ELT optimization, and if you're using a cloud warehouse as your target, and you want to push down your logic into your Snowflake data cloud, you can simply build your mapping and then do this SQL yield preview. So it will give you a logic of what is being pushed to Snowflake target, and how the execution is going to happen. And if you're fine with the execution plan, you can simply create a mapping task and enable your push to optimization and run your mapping. So that's it. You now have your uh, SQL ELT mapping running for you. And along with this, like I already mentioned, you can also create advanced mappings which can run on advanced clusters, Spark cluster. So in order to create an advanced mapping, all you need to do is like click on this switch to advanced. So you can see like what is the advantage of using an advanced mapping. So you can look into this in detail, and you just click on this switch to advanced mode. So this simple mapping will be now converted into an advanced mode. You can see right now this is in an advanced mode mapping. Yeah. So again, in advanced mapping, if in case you want to execute this mapping, you need to make sure that you set up your own advanced cluster. And if you do not have any cloud ecosystem license with you, you can set up your advanced cluster on your secure agent, and you can review our product documentation to learn how to set up your own advanced cluster on your local secure agent. So if you have any questions, you can simply drop your queries on your Discord group, or you can ping your queries over here, or you can simply drop an email. So these are different options that we have in cloud data integration. So let me show you the mapping that that you're going to build in today's using today's workshop kit. So this is how the mapping looks like. So you're going to use two different sources. So both of these sources are pointed to flat file connection, and there are two different CSV files, and you can configure your own CSV files, and you can add your additional formatting options like your delimiter and all these things. And then you're using an expression transformation, where inside your expression you're calculating the revenue here using inbuilt functions. And then you're using a joiner transformation, where you're going to join two different sources based on a common logic called customer ID from both the sources. And you can simply mention your join condition over here, like if it's a normal join, a master outer, or detail outer, or full outer join based on your data sets. And then we're writing your data into a flat file again. So you can see the data is being written into flat file. And once we have the data in a flat file, we are going to build our second mapping, that is aggregator, using aggregator. And then the target of first mapping is used as source over here, which is again an flat file connection. And then we are using an aggregator transformation in between, where we are performing some group bys and calculating the revenue here. You can see the group by clauses, you can see the aggregate logic over here. And once we have this aggregate logic, we are loading the data into a target. So over here, my target is cloud warehouse, that is Snowflake connection. Like you can see, I have created a Snowflake connection over here. It is pointing to my Snowflake database. So the same way, you can also create your own Snowflake connection and point it to your Snowflake drive and create your target. So you can either create your target at runtime, or else you can select an existing target in Snowflake based on your choice. And then simply execute this mapping. That's it. You're loading your data from your source to target. So this ends the demo, the lab walkthrough, what you're going to build using CDI. And if you want to explore, you can use additional transformations in between your data sets. Or if you have your own data sets, you can also use your own data sets instead of using our custom data sets that we have shared in our workshop kit. And using your own data sets, create your own transformations, and you can load your data into your targets. So that's it. So if you have any questions, you can just drop your questions. Probably we can see if there are anything that we can comment you on. Shakti?
Hi, hi.
Yeah.
Sudhir.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, great. I guess we have a lot of people engaging today here with us. I can see a couple of questions also. I'll put across one question from Lawrence. Is human workflow the same as human tasks uses in cloud application integrations, or those the same concepts? Can you help put across your
Uh,
feedbacks here?
y- yes, Lawrence, but I'm not sure if that is enabled as part of this trial. Probably if you have any use case using human workflow, you can look into that. But what I can do is like I'll check with my team and I'll let you know. We can respond you if you can drop us an email. We can check with our experts and see like if that is part of a trial or not, and
Mhm.
then based on your choice, you can use it in your workflows.
All right, great. Hope that your doubt is cleared through this, and anybody else also has the same doubt. That's clear to that. I have another question, quick question, followed up with Lawrence. I guess this is a discussion happening.
Yeah. So
So,
it says like templates have already been built here. Therefore, we don't need to build separate data pipelines using Kafka or Terraform. So over here, when you're building a data pipeline, it has nothing to do with Kafka or Terraform.
mhm.
So you're simply using an graphic user interface to drag and drop and configure your source, targets, and any data transformations in between. And by templates, what I mean like, so let me show you an existing template so that that could help you understand what it means. Like, uh, let me share my screen once. Yeah. So by template, what I mean is like suppose you have an data integration scenario where you're using two sources using an inner join. So I'm selecting this template and clicking on create. So what it will do is like it will create and give you a detailed layout of your mapping. So you need not drag and drop or you need not configure anything additional as part of your logic until and unless you want to integrate an additional logic into this particular pipeline. All you need to do is configure your sources and targets. So either you can parameterize your sources and targets, or else you can simply select, you replace your parameters with your actual connections in your source. And if you have any particular logics that you want to add additionally apart from the existing logics, you can simply add your own logics here, and you can simply save and run your task. So this is what I meant by template. So the same way we have templates for mappings. So we also have templates for task flows and maplets. So we also have templates for industry solutions. So if you are using any HL7, so HL7 is kind of an healthcare uh, uh, a healthcare scenario. And if when you're loading your data from a Kafka source and you're processing an incoming HL7 message, you can simply select this particular template and click on this create, and you have your entire mapping already created for you. All you need to do is set up your sources, targets, and transformations in between with their appropriate business logic. That's it. So this is what the template means. Hope this answers your question.
I hope that answers your question, Sambadu. I'm just checking out on the chat box, just in
Yeah.
case you have some more questions. So, all right. So, in case today you want to wrap this up with some suggestions or feedbacks. So, we have all the resources for this workshop on your dashboard itself. You can check out the resource section under which there is workshop 3, and we have multiple links for you to check it out. You can check out the workshop kit, you can check out other multiple resources that are already there. And don't forget to make your submissions count before 11th of March. That's the due date. So start submitting your ideas. You can, always work upon it later and then resubmit before the deadline. So start submitting your idea is my suggestion to all of you participating, and those who are new to this particular initiative or the project. Make sure you check out hacktoskill.com and check out Informatica's Data Engineering Hackathon to register yourself for this great initiative. We've got a huge learning opportunity into data pipelining, AI, and then there's always a prize pool to it. So we got a 10,000 US dollars of prize pool and ample amount of learning opportunities for you all. So yeah, Sudhir, I cannot see much questions coming in for today, and we are if we are good to go, you have nothing more to cover. We can go ahead and have this session recording with all of you.
Yeah. So one thing, we also have uploaded a product documentation links. So if you're using anything inside your IDMC trial and you have any questions, all you can do is you can refer to the product documentation, or within trial itself, there's a question mark on top right corner of the product. Click on the question mark, you'll see an online help over there. And when you click on this online help, you can also see the product guide over there. So this product guide can help you in detail. We have everything explained. If there is any particular button or any particular option, so the product guide explains what that particular option can help you with. So that's it. Thank you, guys.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sudhir. Thank you
Yeah,
so much
thanks,
for
Shakti.
joining us today. Yeah, it's a great learning experience. Thank you, Sudhir, for putting that across. We have another session coming up tomorrow. Same time, join us back for another quick service covered by Informatica. We'll see you around. This recording will be on your dashboard soon, if in case you've missed out any part of this. But yeah, have a great evening ahead. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.